Okay, let me try to get us on Facebook. We'll see if it'll work tonight. Lee, would you let people in? Okay, for some reason it's not letting me go on Facebook. Leah, do you want to try? It's only will let me post on a page. It won't let me post in a group anymore. Or you know what? I can post, let me post on Cognomovement and you can share it to what group though? You can share it to the members community, okay? Leah?
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, all right.
Neville, Neville, I think you're in Africa, aren't you?
He is.
Wow, what time is it in Africa?
It's got to be middle of the night.
Right, seems
Yeah.
like it should be.
All right, everybody. Hi, everybody on Facebook. Welcome to the Cogno Hour. Leah, what is the title of this one tonight?
Sorry, I was muted. Kickstart your motivation.
Kickstart your motivation. And weirdly, this tonight we're talking about apathy. I like to call it, and Leah likes to call it, the lay in the road level. That amount of energy that you have only to just go lay in the road and do nothing else. So that's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to talk a little bit about what it really is, not like the qualities of apathy, but what it actually does to your nervous system, which should be really fun and interesting to talk about. It's a really different take on what's actually happening physiologically when you have apathy running as your predominant emotion. We're going to do about a 20-minute session, a real live session. So if you have your Cogno ball handy, grab it. We'll do that. And then Leah has a special offer for everyone tonight. If you'll hang on for that, please. And would everyone wish Leah a happy birthday? Today is Leah's, our business manager, and my daughter. It is her birthday today. Go ahead, Bill.
Well, can we unmute everybody in mass and we can sing happy birthday?
Can you do it, Leah?
First of all, no. But also I have it set to where we can't people can't unmute themselves. So
So just wish your happy birthday in the chat, you guys.
Yeah.
My friends already did that to me yesterday.
All right. So I want to acknowledge our practitioners who are here tonight. I can see Dana. I know that Rita is here tonight from Australia. So would you guys put your information in the chat? Vonnie's here tonight. She's a practitioner. Put your information in the chat, practitioners, please, so people know that you're here. Practitioners can answer questions in the chat as well. During this session, everyone will be muted, but you can ask questions in the chat, and one of us will answer. Leo will be there really actively. Our practitioners are there, and Bill and I might be there as well. So you ready, Bill McKenna? Ready, set, go?
Yeah, sure am. You know, everybody that's on the call, welcome from across the globe. Why don't you tell us in the chat where you're from, and also how you came to find out about Cognomovement. Where did it come from? How did you find us?
Yeah, that's always super interesting.
It's always super interesting where they're at, how they came. And even some of you have the most interesting stories, is something you successfully used Cognomovement on. You know, and the reason I ask you to, put that in there in the chat, because I have heard the most absolutely, I can't believe it, that it happened type stuff. There was one woman who used it for something called chiggers. You know, if you're into gardening, these little bugs that bite you. And she did a session and now she's gardening and the chiggers are not biting her. As I was like, what? So anyway, share whatever it is there. Let's see. South Africa. Neville is from South Africa, and he learned about us through Gaia. Let's see here.
Yeah, Neville's one of our OGs. He's been around a while. Michigan online, also Gaia interview. Okay, you guys, Shift Network. Yeah, that's great. So why is it important that you share your stories about what you used Cognomovement for? Because it always helps somebody else come up with an idea for how they can use it. Like, we are shocked all the time at the things people change with Cognomovement, and we can't think of everything. But you guys use it for things that we never thought of. And when you share it, somebody else is like, oh my God, I need that. And if you have the program, you can do it. It's so good to hear about what people have used things for. One of our practitioners, Becky, out of Canada, she shocked us. She came to a Cogno hour like this, and she used it for nail biting. She used a craving set for nail biting. We're like, oh my God, that is a craving. Great idea. And it stopped her from biting her nails. And what's shocking about that is it seems like this tiny thing, but it isn't. Nail biting, people who do that, they're so ashamed of what their hands look like. And you don't realize how your hands are always out there for people to see. And so there was a lot of shame and, guilt and just feeling like I'm not smart enough to fix this, Since then, we've heard of a lot of other people have used it for nail biting too. So it's really important if you are willing to share what you discovered. All right, Bill McKenna, it looks like the people loading on have slowed down. So let's get going. Let's talk.
Fantastic.
Say that again.
Great.
Oh, okay. Let's talk about what I call the lay in the road level, apathy. Apathy is where you don't have enough energy to get out of your own way, and you don't have the interest. It's like that level of indifference. I love neutrality, and apathy is almost like the opposite of that, where it's not that you're neutral and you can allow things to move around you. It's like you just don't care, and you can't see your way out. And Bill was saying today that it really is the opposite of being in a state of having ideas and inspiration, right, Bill?
Yeah, it's kind of an amazing thing when you think about it. And I think all of us, I know I certainly can relate to the feeling at some point in our life of apathy when things have gotten so bad and you're so beat down that it's almost as if, the best way I can describe it is kind of a veil or a fog coming down. And you're like, it don't matter if I do it. It don't matter if I don't do it. Nothing's going to change. There's no way out. There's no hope.
That's the big signature, Bill. There's no way out. There's no hope. I cannot see beyond that sensation.
Yeah, there is no. And if you think about it, I know for me when I get trapped in that, it almost feels like my vision shuts down and you're like, things are definitely not bright. And the point of me bringing this up is that this is actually neurological, literally neurological. When you think about the times that were the opposite for you, like things were exciting and you had ideas and somebody would come up, you're like, hey, I'm going to start doing blah, blah. And they say, oh, really? You can't do that. That ain't going to fit in there. They ain't going to do that. That ain't going to work, or you're like, no, I got this. I got do. I can do it this way. I can do it that way. I got this answer. Oh, really? It's not going to work that way. Watch me go. Just, hold my beer. I got this. Remember those times for all of us that we were there? It meant your neurons are firing. Boom, 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 boom. And all of us have experienced both. And when myself and Liz were talking today, you know, Cogno movement is really about high performance, you know, getting all of those neurons firing, getting those ideas going, getting those new perspectives. You know, if you look at somebody who's vibrant, you know, a lot of people have opinions on, you know, like Elon Musk, for example, you know, he's heard every objection imaginable. You know, I'm going to start a space company. I'm going to start a car company. I'm going to do what? Nobody's ever successfully, you know, started these things. And no, I could, you know, and he figures stuff out really, really fast. You know, and every possible objection, whether it is materials objections and processes or financial or ideals, you know, look, being able to see those other perspectives, right, Liz?
Yeah, you know, so a funny Elon Musk story is that he, whether you like him or not, the guy gets some stuff done, right? He figures it out. He went to Russia to talk to them about building a spacecraft, an engine, a very specific engine for a spacecraft. And they just laughed him out of the building, you know, told him he was an idiot. Well, he is the kind of person who his brain is so connected that on the plane home from Russia, he figured out the engine that now is SpaceX, now takes them to SpaceX. So that is a brain, a nervous system that is firing on all cylinders. Now, he may have all kinds of problems, but he has full access to his ideas and inspiration. And this is the thing that Bill and I were talking about today when we were, you know, getting ready to come see you guys tonight, was there's a kind of mechanics behind it. And your frontal lobes are the things that really give you that ideas and inspiration. I mean, they need to be vibrant and active and accessible. When you're at the level of apathy, this is why Bill says it's kind of a neurological disorder. You don't have access to that part of your brain. So imagine this, you've got a computer, a big, beefy computer, and it is just loaded with all the newest and latest programs. But it's slowed down by some kind of a glitch, some kind of a program that's so heavy that it's pulling all the memory and all the energy from all of the other programs. In that state, if you've ever had a computer, you know this one, you literally don't have access to the program that you want to run. And so for a body, it feels like I only have this narrow scope of availability in my life. I can only see here. And actually, physically, if you've ever been in a state of apathy, you don't realize, but physically you can probably only see about here. Your eyes are likely not moving all the way left, all the way right, and they definitely are not moving up. And if you did, it would probably hurt like hell. You know, there isn't access to that part of the brain because there's not enough energy to run those programs, that frontal lobe. So you have to look at these lower level energies, you know, the shame that we did last month in the Elevate and Illuminate program, the guilt, are heavy, and apathy is right above that. And they're just so dense. I think dense is a really good word, don't you think, Bill? They're so dense that they pull the energy from everywhere else and limit your brain function. But what is functioning is a problem, and your body thinks it's a solution. And that is your limbic system. Your fight or flight is on. It's on. And it's interesting with apathy, because apathy, even though your fight or flight is on, it's all internal. You can't actually get up and run from a lion if it showed up. You just can't. It's literally the lay in the road level. You just would let the lion eat you because you cannot see any other possibility. Like getting up and closing the door so the lion can't get in the room is one possibility, but you can't think of it because you don't have access to that part of your brain, right, Bill?
Absolutely. You know, this is also the level of hoarders. Despair, you know, everything piles up, literally, and you don't even have the energy to take the trash out, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, there's the level of consciousness where we start to judge people like that. It's like, you know, what is wrong with you? You know, why don't you just take care of yourself or respect the people around you? But the truth is that I think we can all identify at some point in our lives, we just literally couldn't even get the energy or see the possibility of something better. And today, during the session, we're going to very specifically work on this, work on how we can actually utilize other parts of our brain to get all these neurons and dendrites all connected up so that possibilities become just clearly evident. This comes down to basically coaxing your brain into activity. It's as natural as breathing. And once you understand what limited you physically, we can start to coax it into responding. And with it, it's not just like, I can do math now. It's like practical stuff. Like, you know what, actually, I'm naturally motivated to go take the trash out. You know, it kind of smells. Oh, you know what? I got it, you know, I can go out and bag it up, put it outside, you know.
Actually, what's so interesting about what you just said, Bill, is that is actually the truth. So often after a Cogno Movement session, people go and organize stuff in their lives. You know, clean out the files that are in your closet that you've had for 20 years, rearrange the furniture, you know, clean things up. And I really want to point this out because in apathy, people will tend to think that they are lazy, or people will call them lazy, or they're judged at lazy. And it really isn't the truth. It may appear that way, but it really is not your fault, because it's not a logical mind thing. Nobody in apathy feels like, well, you know, I could probably do 1,000 things today. I want to, and I've got the energy to, but I'll lay in the road instead. Nobody does that. You really just can't muster the energy. Somebody asked in the chat, can you have apathy in some parts of your life, but awesomeness in others? Yes, and. So the yes is that if you have an area in your life, you keep going down that road and you keep hitting a brick wall, and in that area you've tried, but you're funneled into a corner, like there just isn't another answer. I've tried this again and again and again. And then the system kind of will put it over to the side. It'll put it to the side and allow you to run everything else. However, here's the thing you need to know. Now, I find myself saying this so often. It's like a buoy on the top of the ocean or a lake. Everybody's seen one, and it bobs along, but it has a weight at the bottom that holds that buoy in place. And if you have apathy in any area of your life, that will act like a literal anchor to hold you in place, and everything else will be just a little less shiny because of it. So if you have the tools, which we're going to show you some, to open that up, open the ideas and inspiration up, get yourself actually seeing the truth of what's around you again, you can shift everything, and everything brightens. In fact, this is something that a lot of people say. The colors all of a sudden look brighter. The lights look brighter. Everything looks crisper. People have said things smell more intense, better, and they taste better because there's more energy within this system to experience life, you guys. Everything is available to you. Everything is available in this big field around you. The only thing that keeps you from it is you cannot see it, because your brain is not allowing you to look for it. The minute it's cleared, all of a sudden you're like, oh, I could do that, and I can do that, and I can do that. And here we go, right? So knowing this, I think, is the most freeing thing that there can be, that you can just notice where this is happening in your life and take the tools, take the steps to make a shift in your physiology, your neurology. Not motivation here. That never works. That's like fighting with a terrorist or a toddler. It's about getting your neurology to shift and allowing you to actually now access that particular program within your own system, right? When you clear out a glitch, if you've ever had this happen on your computer, and you clear out whatever the, what did it used to be called, a virus, or you have to delete a program that's too heavy, everything just kicks into gear, and now you have access to everything that's already there. So that is really the intention of this session. So let's set it up. Bill, you're going to lead the session, right? Yep. Okay. So this session is actually to begin to open your possibilities. We're going to actually access different parts of your neurology, different parts of your brain, and different parts of your overall system to see if we can't find a new way for your brain and body to handle this particular issue. So if you have somewhere in your life that you're feeling a little bit like, I just have no answer for that. I've done everything. I've done all the things. I'm going to go lay in the road. Write it down. Like, take a minute and write it down. Just the name of it, just one word, 2 words. And then from a 1 to a 10, how intense is that in your life? And from a 1 to a 10, how limiting is it? Is it limiting you from living the life you want? So just mark that down. It's always fun to mark it down because afterwards you're going to look again and you might be surprised at what you wrote in the first place. All right, you ready, Bill McKenna?
Okay, ready. All right, here we go. And first, I want you to make your note. I want you to also consider, is it an overall feeling of despair? For a lot of us in this day and age, with all the changes that have been going on globally, you might have this feeling, or it just might be local, or both, meaning my own personal life, or just an aspect of it. So be sure that that's on your paper. Write that down. And we're going to begin the process. Now, the very first thing we're going to do is what we call the infinity. And the infinity, I'm going to show it to you real quick. It is, you're going to have it about a hand length away, and it's going to be back. So we're going to cause our eyes to stretch. And you're going to follow the ball all the way around. I'm going to go here, and you're going to just simply pin your eyes on the ball and follow. Okay, so it looks like this. But it's important that your eyes stretch. This, for most of you, have been through your Essentials program with Cognomovement already, so you already know this. But for people who haven't, or you don't have the ball because you haven't gotten the Essentials yet, you can actually just use a pen to focus on during this process. Ready? So here we go. Allow yourself to feel how you do about your apathy. There's no way out. There's no good choice. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Feel your despair. Keep the ball about a hand's length away and make sure your eyes are stretching. Now, you may run into a place that you find your eyes are kind of pulling. Your eyes are kind of pulling right there in this particular place. Park the ball right in that particular place and tap your ball, keeping your eyes pinned on it. You're going to feel the relief in your eyes. Hear your finger as you tap, keeping your eyes pinned on the ball. Once it relieves, your eyes relieve, you're going to continue on to the next place, wherever that might be, and tap. Once that's relieved, continue on, allowing yourself to stay in the apathy. Let yourself feel it. Feel your apathy, your despair. No good way out. Hear your finger tap. See your finger. Once this is relieved, move on to the next place. Feel your apathy and despair. Allow yourself to feel it. Notice where you feel this feeling in your body. Notice where you feel it. And only stop really at the place where you have a feeling. Maybe the vision went double. Maybe you feel a pull in your eye. Maybe there's the emotion increased. In some positions, people begin to cry sometimes. Beautiful. Okay. And now, I'd like you to do a back bend over the back of your chair. Just let your head fall back. Come up. Go over to the side. And over to the other side. Beautiful. Now, pick up your ball again, and we're going to be in the left hand, And over here, we're going to start at a hand's length away from your face. When you get this, the prompt here is, what haven't I considered about my situation? What possibility have I simply not considered? Start at your shoulder and begin moving up very slowly. What haven't I considered? Now, when you're here, your eyes are over, there's going to be a place that's difficult. That's maybe doesn't feel quite as natural. Park the ball there. Wherever that is, what's here that I have yet to consider? What's here that I hadn't considered yet about this situation? Is there another perspective? Slowly move higher. Slowly higher. If there's a position that it's a little bit uncomfortable, double vision, your eyes feel like there's sand in them, something like that, stop. What is it? What's here? What's here that I just simply hadn't considered? Is there another point of view? When you're doing this, sometimes information will simply come to you. You might find situations that you're like from a different time in your life. You're like, what the heck does that have to do with my apathy or despair? Very, very common. And now shift to the opposite side. We're now over on the right side. Shoulder, head forward and level. Again, same prompt. What is it about my despair, my apathy, that I had yet to consider? A perspective. Notice as you're here, stopping in the place that's difficult, is there something to know? Tapping the ball helps. You'll notice that the feeling in your eyes will start to become diminished. Your vision will become focused in, the double vision will become one. Moving higher when you're ready. What about my despair, my apathy? Have I yet to consider a point of view? Moving higher still. Come back down again. And now pick up your pen. Write down 1 or 2 words of anything that came to you. Write down on your paper realizations, perspectives, different things that came to you. It's very important that you write these down. So often, because you're in a part of the brain that you don't normally access, you will forget because you just fired those neurons and literally you're not utilizing them normally. So you're going to forget. So you need to write it down, whatever it is. And here we go. The exact same prompt. And this is, we're going to begin down at your belly button. And we're going to move side to side quickly. Call the color out. Keep your head straight and level. Just move your eyes, your eyeballs only. Say the color. What is it that I've yet to consider? Move as fast as you can. Now move up to the chest level. What is it that I hadn't considered yet about my despair, my apathy, this situation Move up to your chin level, fast as you can. Say the color. What is it for me? And now slow down. Nose level. Slow way down. Slow down to the pace of a turtle. Maybe a little bit slow. Now, following, what is it that I haven't considered? Is there another perspective? Is there a way to do differently? Is there a way of thinking of this situation differently? Has anyone ever got out of this? Is it possible? Do I have fear in this situation? Am I willing to let go of that fear? What if I wasn't afraid? What would happen? Put your ball down. Make a note. Anything that you realized. Write down a couple of words of things that came to you. And now, keep your ball over to the left side again, but now it's further from you. It's about the distance of your elbow, but it's low. Again, head is straight and level, eyes only. Now, as we are a little further away from your head, you might notice new perspectives. Look at the ball and begin slowly moving. You might notice you'll have a different sensation. You might notice, oh my gosh, this is difficult over here. It's weird because it wasn't difficult when it was close to me. There's a significant neurological reason for that. Different distances, different locations are different parts of your brain. What's here? Is there another thing, another way to look at it? Another perspective. Move slowly higher. Keeping the ball away from you, about elbow length. Noticing again my apathy. Is there a different way? If I wasn't afraid, what would I do? If I had the energy, what would I do? Is there anybody I know who's overcome this situation before me? What did they do? Come back down. Take the ball over to the other side. The same thing. Now we're on the right side. We are further away. Now we are at the elbow length. Head is straight forward and level. And here we go. Look at the symbol. Noticing if you have any pulling or sensation in a particular area. Some of you might find a dizzy feeling like, whoa, what's going on here? Or a swelling of emotions. Tap. Tap, wherever that is. If I wasn't afraid, what would I possibly do? Has anyone ever come out of this situation? How did they do it? All the way up, and then again, bring it down. Beautiful. Again, make a note. If anything came to you, make a note about it. And now all the way out, all the way out. Take your arm all the way fully extended. Again, head straight forward and level. Here we go. Is there anything to consider about my feelings of apathy, hopelessness, despair? Breathe in. And out. Shift hands, arm extended. Apathy, hopelessness, despair. Again. What haven't I yet considered? Has anyone ever come out of this? Breathe in and out. Beautiful. And now turn your head to the side, yawn. Turn your head to the other side, yawn. Ready? We are going to do the tick-tock now. This is from shoulder to shoulder. It goes right across the top of your head. Follow the ball with your eyes. as we slowly come up, following it, notice if there's an area that you're like, well, I feel something. Tap. Tap the ball. It'll help you. Is there an action? Is there an action that I'm ready to take? Whatever the action might be. Is there something small that I could begin to accomplish? Just following the whole way. When I get off this call, is there something that I could begin to do, to say? To change this situation? Back and forth. Tick-tock. If you tap the ball as you go, you'll find you'll be able to focus your eyes as you tick-tock. Beautiful. Make any notes for yourself. Beautiful. And take one big breath in and release. Ah, beautiful. And now, if everybody in the chat, if you will put down anything that you'd like to share, if there was realizations around your apathy, hopelessness, and despair. If you got an epiphany of a different way to do something, a different perspective, someone to contact, a different way of being that you hadn't considered. If you could just put down, even if you don't put what it is, if you just put a yes, that you got a new idea in the chat. All right. And Liz.
Okay, that was a great session. I hope everybody got a few things. Lori says start at end and work back. That's what she got. That's a really good one. Feels like many things are unraveling, Cynthia says. Really good.
Don't give up.
All right. I was feeling hopeless about a health problem and hadn't considered that it was a blessing, and that until now reset my daily routine in a healthier way.
Now, I will now reset my daily
Oh, and
routine.
I will now. Okay, good. Can't read out loud. Put yourself first, says Rita. That's right, Rita. You know, it's so interesting. We had someone who had a really, really serious lifelong issue that would have been considered a mental disorder, who realized that that disorder had actually saved her life. It was a way that she protected herself, and now she doesn't need it anymore, and so she's working to change it. So recognizing that something actually served you is a great way forward. All right, you guys. All right, so we don't have a whole lot of time left, and I did tell you that as a birthday present, Leah has an offer for you guys. So hold on with us just a sec. And Leah, if you want to bring yourself on.
Okay.
You're here. We gotcha.
Hi. Okay, so first, before I start, I just want to keep you for a couple of minutes. I got some really, really important things and cool things. But before we go, can you, just so we're super, super clear, let everybody know what the difference between the Elevate and Illuminate series and Cogno Conscious is?
Okay, so Elevate and Illuminate is a 5-month series that we started last month, where we're moving through the Hawkins scale from shame all the way up to courage. Is that right, Leah? Courage is where we're going to hit courage.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what it is it's a 90-minute session where we kind of go over the level. It's session heavy, but you have a whole month to work that through. And so it's a pregame for anyone who is coming to Cogno Conscious to really do some heavy lifting on those lower levels before they get to Cogno Conscious, so that when they get there, they can really skyrocket through. But it's also for people who are just starting out, who maybe aren't ready to come to Cogno Conscious yet, but want to clear out those lower levels. Cogno Conscious is a 5-day event that happens in September, and it's the Cognomovement Super Bowl. And we go from shame all the way through the level of enlightenment, and we actually hit it. You have the experience of feeling what that feels like. And here's a little hint: it is not what you think. And it is working these levels in a group together really helps everyone move up so much faster. The group dynamic, the energy that happens in that room is so incredible. That, at times we've even opened an energetic portal in the room. Magic happens. So I think one is really more for that self-study to work through the heavy layers. And the other one is really getting in there in a super dynamic, fun, and community way, and just busting it out. So that's the difference.
Awesome. Thank you. So thanks to everybody who said happy birthday to me. That is very kind and very exciting to have so many people say that. So thank you very much. So you all know now that today is my birthday. But what you may not know is that I'm also a cake decorator, a cake artist, if you will. And but since I can't whip up a Cognomovement cake and ship it all to you, I'm going to offer you the next best thing, which is a super unbelievable birthday discount. So I'm turning 33 today. So I'm giving you a 33% off discount on any ticket in our Elevate and Illuminate series. So this discount is available right now, but it is only for the first 15 people who sign up. So you don't want to miss this rare opportunity to transform your life at like a way big discount. It's the biggest discount we've ever had, right? So here's what you stand to gain from joining just module 2. That's coming up on May 18th. It is called the Apathy Antidote. And remember that all of these things that you gain are not things that you learn to do, but things that just become for you. So embracing agency in your life, cultivating a role as a co-player in your relationships, developing an optimistic outlook and a caring attitude. So remember, we're not teaching you how to do this and making you implement it. You actually just become it. I just want to make that super clear. You learn to take action and see yourself as capable and strong. You discover the energy of action and the value of life. So you don't want to go lay in the road, like Liz and I say. You grow in trust and faith and hope, which is wonderful. You become capable of growth and learning. You learn to accept help and move on from past positions and embrace self-honesty. And with every single one of these modules, you evolve into higher states of consciousness with every single module and every step you take. So the 33% discount is not it, because it's my special day. I'm also throwing in an extra treat. Anyone who signs up for the series today will also get a free workbook for module 2, the apathy antidote, and it's crafted to enhance your experience and help you dig even deeper into overcoming apathy and kickstarting your motivation. It also has original artwork by me. So remember that once the 15 spots are gone, they're gone for good. So don't miss out on the slice of birthday cake. If you're ready to make this year the most transformative yet, I know you're probably sick of us here saying that, but it's really, really true. We are not BSing you. If you want to hear something from somebody who's taken this class, David from the UK had to say this: I feel so much more aware of what has been holding me back, of my potential, and of how to get there. This was a difficult course, yet the reward is immense. So everyone wants the magic pill, the quick fix to hand them opportunities and transform their lives. And here it is. We're handing it to you on a silver platter. So join us and let's make these opportunities your new reality. So click the link in the comments. I'm going to type it in here. Or you can just go to cognomovement.com/elevate. The coupon code for that 33% off is just birthday. All you have to do is enter the word birthday. No special capital letters, nothing. And let's do this growth, transformation, new beginning thing together. Especially it's kind of a perfect day to start that for me and everybody else. So, thank you, everybody who watched. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments now. We'd be happy to answer them for you before we leave. We've got about 5 minutes.
Okay, we had a couple of things that we didn't get to say. I just want to find it here. Bethany said releasing of old messages. She doesn't need them anymore, which is amazing. You know, old storylines are the things that will keep us underwater faster than anything. I was talking to somebody recently who was really in a place of holding on to an old story, that after a session, the story just didn't even apply to her anymore. And she was talking about what her life would actually mean without that story. Like the freedom in not having that story apply anymore is massive. So really, really good for you. That's a huge thing to experience and to know for sure. Awesome. All right, you guys, I'm not seeing any other questions in the chat. This replay will come out to you tomorrow, I believe. So if you want to do the episode again, you certainly can. And let us know over the next days and weeks what happened after this session, how it impacted you and what changed in your life. Go back and look at what you wrote down next week and see what has changed. You might be really, really surprised at what's changed. All right, for now, thank you, everyone. And thank you, Bill McKenna. That was an amazing session. Thank you, Leah Larson. Thanks to our practitioners who were here. And thanks to everybody who attended. And our biggest thanks to anybody willing to do this work. We know that you will change about 1,000 other people for having changed yourself. And you will help us raise the consciousness of the planet. All right, for now, big love. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.